Yeah, my name is Siladeja Adeboale, and it's the best sporting show in the whole of the universe. It's new system to sport, airing, of course, on a band radio scope and, of course, Queen Talk TV on Amazon TV. You guys can catch us live on YouTube as well, or anywhere else that you want to see us or listen to us, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Yo, we have an August visitor today, as a matter of fact. He comes in once in a blue moon. Allow him to introduce himself, but I'm going to start with Oroku Kochi.
Sports fans, as always, it is always a pleasure being here. In a sport that has lately been epitomized by one-sidedness, this is probably the most one-sided season of the Formula One that recently ended. Congratulations to Max Verstappen for, I don't even know if I should say convincingly winning. But I think the single biggest takeaway from there was in a year where Mercedes was not supposed to be dominant or even compete, Ferrari still managed to bottle it and lose second spot in the Constructors' Championship to Mercedes. So big congratulations to Red Bull. Everybody knew that was going to happen. But I think a massive, massive congratulations to Mercedes for snatching second spot. And I also want to say congratulations to the Montreal Alouettes, even though doubters wearing some of the Lakers jersey
we just wanted you guys to win,
doubted them. But in a year where they were taken over by a new owner, they managed to win their 8th Grey Cup and the first in the last 13 years. All this and whatever is happening to Manchester United and Chelsea, we will dissect. Stay tuned for a good one. I'm making sure you say nothing. I'm making sure you say nothing.
I wanted you to echo it after 30 years. I don't even have
Well, we'll have to look at the Toronto Argonauts. They won their own first one in 23 years last year. So be careful when you're throwing the stone. It may just come back to you.
Lee, I'll like introduce yourself as well to the viewers at home.
Hello, viewers. My name is Olani Basher. You can call me Nayuski. Nayo Basher on Instagram. And I'm a gunner. It's been a long time. The elephant is back on the tree. Their fathers.
That's actually amazing. And for a space seconds, Kachi, I'm always after your life for one reason or the other. I love you so much. I'm always after your life. And I'm thinking, I can just play a game with you. Or we should just play a little bit of a game before we start the show proper today, And the game will go thus. I'll mention the name of a team, right? You tell me a past footballer or a present footballer of that team. And once you do that guy that I mentioned, so I'll just give you like a snippet of it. So I'm saying Harry Kane. And Kachi's going next. That means Kachi has to tell me a past club that Harry Kane played for. So if Kachi says Leicester City, for instance, that means Neyo needs to mention a past player of Leicester City. Let's say Mahrez. And it comes back to me. I'll say, okay, Manchester City. So let's do that for like 5 minutes before we start the show proper.
Sure.
If you guys are cool with that, anyway.
Why not? Let's see.
You want to hear yours? You want to hear yours?
You want to hear me lojo on one lot time?
Okay, so I'll start as a matter of fact. And I'll start with the elephant in the room. Thierry Henry. Catch it.
AS Monaco.
Yeah. There you.
So I have to pick somebody in AS Monaco, right?
Exactly.
Oh, Kylian Mbappe. He used to play for them.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to pick someone in PSG, and I'll go with Ashraf Hakimi.
Ashraf Hakimi. Real Madrid.
Okay. There you.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay. I'll go with Sporting Lisbon.
Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Yes, I did it.
I think it has to be
Did it.
What's his name? This defensive midfielder for Liverpool. Can't seem to remember his name now.
That's too far.
For Lisbon.
There's Sporting Lisbon now. There's some. I mean, it's similar to.
Hold on. How long do I have? 30 seconds.
Yes, I did
For
it.
Lisbon.
Yeah, I did it. Yes.
Ooh.
They're gonna go for you.
Ooh.
This is so interesting. We should start with this better exercise.
For Lisbon, didn't Wow, I can't see. I'm stumped.
Kachi, I'm not going to save you on this one. Okay, so Kachi,
I'm stumped. I'm stumped. I'm the missing link. I am the missing link right now. I can't seem to quickly place one. Every single one I'm thinking of, I can't remember their name. I'm trying to think of the guys that played in Chelsea. I can't remember his name. The Sporting Lisbon defender. I can't remember his name.
Kachi is out of the game. Neo.
I'm the missing link. Yeah, I would gladly leave the game for most of you.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Nani also played for Sporting Lisbon.
Nani.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. So my turn, right?
Yeah, your
Nani. Manchester United.
Okay. I'll go with Rio Ferdinand.
Rio Ferdinand. Nice. That's a good one. Rio, I'll go with Leeds United.
Actually, 2 Leeds.
And now I can remember.
You can remember. Shit.
Yeah, because I don't put the game again. Can you do a countdown of 5 seconds for them? If it doesn't get in 5 seconds,
actually, it's 5. Let them take it. Leeds.
5,
4, 3,
4.
2. We give you
3. You can just say Mark Viduka and put him on the bench.
I can pick.
He's not going to know where Viduka went next.
No.
Oh wow! Why would you say that? He has played with Liverpool before now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Viduka.
All right, but congratulations for winning the game that you sprung on us, Debo.
Yeah. Of course. And this is the inaugural version of it. And I stole this for anybody that cares to listen from the podcast of the trio of Alan Shearer, Ganerika, and Michael Richards. I love that podcast.
I love that podcast. It's always fun.
I love that podcast. Yeah. So we start straight with the Champions League and try to do a little bit of overview or a preview of the game. Someone said Mark Viduka. Come on. You know me. Bring back Mark Viduka. I'll give it to you any day, anytime. Anyways, we'll start with the preview of the Champions League games that we're looking forward to this week. Couple of things are in Picara's position. Some are not looking bad right now. Some have already qualified for the next phase of the Champions League. Kachi said I should not talk about Barcelona, Porto, but I will still ask you about the game because this potentially could be what will separate Barcelona from facing a winner, a group winner. So it's as important to them as anything. If I'm correct, and correct me if I'm wrong. Barca will be playing against Porto at the Camp Nou. Barcelona, they blow out, they blow cold these days. You don't know the kind of Barcelona will come out on the day. But all things being equal, this should be a game that Barcelona should be able to handle. But watching that game against Real Vallecano over the weekend, you're like, okay, I'm skeptical about this Barcelona. Lewandowski is not firing on all cylinders right now. We've seen a couple of kids are coming up, getting them the winners over the past couple of weeks. I'm not so convinced by Barcelona. I think personally that this game would end in a draw. Neo, I'm going to start with you on this one. What do you think is going to happen between Barca and Porto? Do you think Barca will take this one?
To be honest, like you said, Barca, they're like they're weather. This minute you see them, like wow, it reminds you of those Pep Guardiola Barcelona team back in the days. Then the next game you see, how can you concede this kind of goals? So it's kind of questionable. And Porto, you have to be very careful when we we think they're just going to be a posh show, but it's a very tough one. It's not going to be a walkover for Barcelona, and maybe a draw because everyone want to flex, but I don't know. It's dicey. It's a strong one. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nayo is going with a draw for this one. Kachi, do you agree with me on this one?
I think Barca wins it simply
Okay.
because in blowing hot and cold, they've
Yeah,
blown cold over the weekend against Rayo.
yeah,
Even though we saw them mount immense pressure trying to get the victory.
yeah.
But for me, the biggest concern is that their talisman is not firing on all cylinders right now. It's an
Yeah.
uncharacteristic drop of form for Robert Lewandowski. However, for
Mm.
a team that only needs 1 point from the last two games to assure themselves of at least making it to the last round, not to top the table, but just to
Yeah.
make it to the last round, I think they will want to close the deal. We expect this to be a banana skin, but I think Barca will be more comfortable than we do expect. Barca to
Expect them
win
to be.
this, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you very much for that. And to the group updates, this group, everybody wants to basically, we don't even understand what's happening in this group. Nobody wants to win the group, as a matter of fact. At the start of the season, we all thought here on News Instant Sport that it's going to be a good one for PSG, but PSG, when they're not losing against Newcastle 4-1, they are playing a Bayern draw somewhere else or losing or whatnot. Newcastle, when you expect them to do the job at Dortmund, would definitely disappoint you and do something else as well. As it stands today, Dortmund leads the group with 7 points, PSG with 6 points, Milan with 5 points, and Newcastle with 4 points. So
4 points.
basically, anybody can top this group, or should I say win this group, and it's going to be a Milan versus Dortmund at the San Siro. Kachi, definitely you'll be sitting out this one. I'm not going to ask you about this one. So I'll start with me on this one for the Milan at Dortmund game. What do you think is going to happen for this one?
For Milan and Dortmund.
Yeah.
Dortmund too. They've been trying their last few games at the Bundesliga. They've been pretty kind of. I'm surprised. I think the last game they played, they came from like, is it 2-0 down?
2-0 down, yeah. 2-0 down to win 4-2.
To win 4-2. And
yeah,
to be honest, I was like, I can't be playing home and be going down. Now, like after like a few minutes, I was like, no, this guys cannot even, But seeing how they turned that game around, against Milan, again, Milan too. They've not really been convincing. Although Giroud has always been coming in to show one of these is stunt and just get that go. I don't know, that guy used juju or voodoo or something. He will just come and just.
It doesn't show like he's a 36-year-old guy. As a matter of fact, trust me.
I tell you, so it's going to be a tough one because they know that it's a win or nothing for them. So I expect a very strong performance from Milan. I'm still going to go with Milan, against this one. But Dortmund can shock all of us, but I still believe Milan. Yeah. But PSG, I'm disappointed so far, but I won't even say anything. For now.
Kashi, for the Milan Dortmund game, honestly, playing at home against Dortmund, you should expect them to handle their business. Especially knowing that Dortmund is the Arsenal of Germany. When you expect them to win is when they lose. When you expect them to lose is when you bottle it and do whatnot. So
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. Why do you have to bring Arsenal into this matter?
Because you guys
this is character assassination. I'll not take that.
You guys both wear yellow. I'm looking at it, and are you confident in your team going into this one? Because over the weekend, a lot of players, whether they were rested or they were missing in action.
Yeah. Rested with an eye on this game. Let me put it this way: there's only one team that is guaranteed qualification with a win in that group on match day 5, and that is Borussia Dortmund. I think that is more than enough incentive in itself for Dortmund to come with their A game, considering that they are the only team that has won away from home in that group so far this season, going to Newcastle to snatch the supposed shocking victory, considering what Newcastle did to PSG at St. James Park. So that being said, I believe that Dortmund comes extremely motivated and also riding a high, coming back from 2 goals down to win 4-2, can
Yeah.
only do so much as to boost your morale.
Mhm.
However, Milan is also coming off a supposedly tricky opponent in Fiorentina, where
Yeah.
even with resting key players, Pulisic playing limited minutes and all that,
Dennis, yeah.
they still managed to get their point.
Yeah.
Rafael Leao hasn't pulled his weight in Serie A for reasons best known to only Rafael Leao. But on those bright lights, Champions League nights at the San Siro, we always see him raise his game. So
Right,
that
right, right.
being said, I understand this is a tricky game. Every game in that group has been tricky, but I think Milan manages to get a win here.
It's not just
It
one.
will be pretty. They will get their win. Let's not forget that the first 2 games against Newcastle and even Dortmund back in Germany, these were games Milan should have easily won.
Yeah.
Having all the shots on target, just
Yeah,
failing to find the net.
exactly. Yeah,
So
exactly.
the
Exactly.
experience of those first 2 games should come to fore. The experience of playing crazy Champions League night should also come to fore. I think Milan wins it, and it will go down to the wire, match day 6 in that group.
Yeah, definitely. I can't expect anything less. PSG are looking back in stride, winning over the weekend as well. Osman Dembele scoring that crazy goal.
Finally scoring.
Finally scoring in his first goal. Kylian Mbappe can't stop scoring on the scorer sheet with a penalty as well. They're missing their new boy, the new kid on the block for them. Is going to be out for the rest of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Zare is going to be out, but all things being equal, you look at the PSG team. This is a team that is being coached by a seasoned tactician, and they are stacked, so to speak. If you have Mbappe in your team, it's probably one of the best. It's the best forward, like you rightly said last week, in the whole wide world. Not striker, the best one in the whole wide world. So looking at him, looking at PSG, they should be able to handle their business. But Newcastle are basking in the affair of doing a 4-1 victory over Chelsea over the weekend. So it looks a little bit dicey. But I'm going to Paris de France for this one. Stay in France for this one. Like, okay, PSG, ball is in your court. You should win this. Otherwise, I don't know what exactly you're doing in the Champions League, if you ask me. Kachi, I'm going to start with you on this one.
Yeah, especially coming off the drubbing they got at the hands of Newcastle on match day 2. That should play at the back of the coach's mind and even every single player. I mean, a newbie, relatively new team doing that to you. If they had lost in that manner to Dortmund, the former champion, or to Milan, the former champion, it's probably understandable. But you don't lose in that manner with that type of performance to a Newcastle. That, I think, would spur them on. Also, them knowing that they play their final game is away to Dortmund, and they would rather go there with 9 points, aiming to get a draw, than to go there knowing that they need to win at all costs to probably stand a chance. So I think PSG handled their business here. I saw Newcastle play the way they played against Dortmund back in Germany. They had their chances, but let's see if the ultras in France, in Paris rather, would sway them and push PSG over the hump. I think PSG wins this. Personally, as a biased AC Milan fan, I definitely want this match to end in a draw. Which is the best result for me. But I will not think or analyze with my heart. My head says PSG wins this. And like I said, it's down to match day 6.
Match day 6. Neo, what do you think about this one? A snatch and grab.
Yeah, so for me, I think everyone was surprised the last time Paris visited St. James's. I was like, this should be a walkover. But I was the one that was stunned.
If you listen to our game, I remember saying if Newcastle just played like they play in the Premier League for 10 minutes and just played the crazy pace of football, that they will run PSG over. And it looks like they listened to our show because that was what they did.
That was what they did, yeah. So, but again, they are still like it's like when you're a fresher now, you get to a new terrain, you're still doing initial gra. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
when they get to Paris, I think that's where they will separate the baby from the man. There,
Mm.
that Dembele, they need to go and test him right now. I don't know what he's smoking. That guy, the way he's cutting defender, cutting ancestors on the football pitch, he's going to cut anybody on that day because they know that what are we going to tell the coming generation that Newcastle came here and so
I
even if they're
defeated
going
us
to lose,
again. Yeah,
even if they're going to lose if they're not going to win it, but there's some games
yeah.
that how do you explain to incoming generation that you are losing to a team that
That
is
we lost that
coming
game.
to Newcastle, and right now looking at their past, the last few games they have played, the way they are, and they should just test all of them, sha. But I think this one is easy. I would
It's
like it. This
easy.
one is just easy.
Okay.
It's just you're going
So,
to home
so,
Paris.
so,
No, it's Paris.
so we are going for PSG as well. Anyways,
I'm going.
for the team in trouble right now, Manchester United at the bottom of their table right now are basically losing their last game against Copenhagen 4-3. No thanks to that red card to Rashford. They were comfortable before the Rashford's penalty. Except penalty red card. They're going to be playing against Galatasaray. Galatasaray at the start of this show were like, okay, Gala have a couple of good players. They might not be world class, but they are good. They played in good clubs in the past, and it's not going to be an easy one. Ask Bayern Munich. Bayern defeated them both on and away, but none of those games were easy for Bayern. Now Manchester United is going to the hell for this one. Then I'm going to start with you. Do you see United coming out of this one? What's catching?
Which is there another United we are talking about? This same Man United. Where are they coming back from?
The same Manchester United.
No. If you were another team that bears that name, I will agree. But this one, don't let us deceive ourselves.
They just won against Everton.
What's Everton's position on the table?
Everybody
see, if you cannot beat Everton, I'm not being harsh. I'm just being factual. If you cannot beat Everton at this point in time, then you cannot. What are you doing in the Premiership? I'm sorry to say. Now, looking at the game that they played, there were some games they lost in that Champions League. I was like, yes, I hate them. You understand? But your enemy, sometimes you say, okay, at least, make it difficult for these people. Show them that you're a world-class team. But looking at the way they were just doing zen, I was like, Eric Ten Hag, what is happening? This group, number one, forget it. Support the law. You understand? They should go and get ready for next season. So that's what I would say. I'm not going to waste saliva on this matter. Thank you.
Kachi, I'm not. Kachi, you don't make me laugh this much before this show. Then you just came out. He's taking the shine away from me, Kachi, in one night.
Which is the sky is good, big enough for all of us to fly, baby. Now you keep flying. But I echoed Neyo's sentiments. I think it's lights out. For United. It's too steep a climb and a recovery for them. You can't. I don't think out of the 4 games they played, you can go into anyone in retrospect and say, "Wow, Man United were hard done by." You are saying that against Copenhagen, tough luck, Rashford. No, let's not forget that the Copenhagen coach came out to say this was his team's worst performance in 4 games in the Champions League. To let you know that what United is facing is very uphill. I think season over, they really should be thinking about getting that 3rd spot and not about making the top 2 in that group right now.
Oh, wow.
I think Gala wins this. I really don't see. Have you? That's the stadium. That's the stadium. That is the Atatürk Stadium, I believe. That stadium is a cauldron
for trouble.
Exactly. So let's just forget it. Let's forget it. Have you seen the artwork in the visitors' corner leading out to the pitch?
At the entrance of the stadium is written boldly, "Welcome to hell." You know what I can never forget. You know what I can never forget Galatasaray in my life. I can never forget them. Year 2000, UEFA Cup final.
I
They
know,
played
against Arsenal.
they played Leeds United in the semi-finals.
Yes.
The Talks killed. I think they killed 3 Leeds United fans. So in the final, I think the final was played in Copenhagen. It was in Denmark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was played in Denmark. Some Leeds United fans joined Arsenal fans to go and face the Talks. But the Talks still defeated in English.
No, so I definitely
Crazy,
think, emotionally,
crazy people.
everything is stacked against United here. I really don't. If it comes, I would come here and eat my humble pie, but I definitely don't see United getting a favorable result.
I definitely start with you guys on this one. I don't see a way. I think the best United can get from this game is probably a draw. Personally, I think that's the best they can get from this one. And of course, Arsenal are expected to handle their business against Lens, although they lost the first leg against the same Lens. Albeit David Raya making those costly mistakes. This is Emirates. This is Lens. I don't see any way out for Lens against Arsenal, even though Arsenal is not playing well. But I think Arsenal will defeat them most definitely. Are we supposed to analyze this, or we should just move to the next thing?
I think we agree with you. And I know Neyo would like us to stroke his Arsenal ego a little bit. But yes, Arsenal is the better team. I thought that game against RC Lens away was a blip. It was a shock to everyone because no one saw it coming. I think Arsenal comfortably secures this and allows them focus their energy on the Premier League, where they can build enough points so that by the time they fall in March, it will be a spectacular drop. But I definitely think Arsenal takes care of business.
You started very well, Kachi. You started very well. You are doing fantabulously well. But your ending,
it's in my nature. It's just I can't help it. I always have to throw one in there.
I got you. I can understand from
from a Milan perspective, right?
From a Milan perspective. Be careful what you want to say. You might call us underachievers, but we have tasted the championship more recently than you guys have. So be careful what you want to say.
I'm a passionate Milan fan.
I don't want to, and that's what has been happening. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please beg Debo to get off the Milan bandwagon? Since he came in, Milan has been on. We have been totally inconsistent, and you're rubbing off on us.
Kachi, the sweetest thing is I had the party with Paolo Maldini.
I have nothing more to say to that.
No comment.
No comment. I want to come to you next on this one. The elephant, like you said, is back on top of the tree. Albeit winning against Brentford. Brentford, because of what they call it, fixture tie or cup tie, David Raya could not keep on that day. So it was Ramsey. Ramsey started poorly, if not because of Declan Rice. And, and ladies and gentlemen, I have to say it again. Declan Rice, I don't give what anybody wants to say in this world. That guy is the best central midfielder in the whole world right now.
I concur with you.
That boy pulls out man of the match performance, whether Arsenal is playing well or they are not playing well every time. Like it's
why did you not join the show today?
Any wrong foot. But Arsenal, Ramsey nearly cost Arsenal the points at the start of the game with that bloody mistake that he made. And you begin to wonder who is even better, David Raya or Ramsey? Because they are both prone to error, they are both erratic. You can't even stick out your neck for either of the two. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at it and I'm ashamed for Arsenal, for Arteta and whatnot. Problem has been created. And like we said, and I know this question is directed to you. Like we said before the show, it creates a big gap, a big problem for the coach when you have two goalkeepers. When you have a Peter Cech and maybe a Kudicini in your team, Kudicini knows at that age is not as good as Peter Cech. It makes sense.
Yeah.
When Peter Cech is out, he can always come in. But we are looking at Ramsey and looking at David Raya. One is not better than the other. They're on the same level. And Gabriel, like, don't let me make mistake, because if I do, the guy on the bench is as good as I am. So he's more careful. And it's, as Arteta created more problem for himself, given what we saw over the weekend. And if you can give us just a little bit of a view of the game itself, including that offside that we never agree was an offside, as a matter of fact.
Well, to be honest, I don't know. I still don't understand why we had to go get Raya. I'm still thinking maybe there's something behind the scenes that we don't get, and why Arteta decided to go that route. Sometimes when you try to be too smart, sometimes it can come back and bite you. Because I know maybe he was trying to say that, okay, guy, you made some, at least you tried. We are back in Champions League basically because of your saves last season. You've helped us a lot, but Raya, you don't understand. That's what's the difference. Look at Raya to the last game. Look at against Chelsea. You understand?
Against Newcastle. Yeah.
Look, so when you look at all those games and look at the difference between Newcastle and Chelsea. What's the difference? You understand? Yesterday, if you look at my blood pressure, it could have been 200 over 170. I was like, are we not the people that was on the first position last season? I said, we are not playing. Even though those Brentford, I don't know what they eat, so maybe they ate Aku, pounded yam. They just put before 2 seconds. By the time Arsenal have ball, they are back. All of them, all the 10 players. How are you packing, boss? You understand? So we are in trouble. Because of what I saw yesterday. Now people are saying, this is how we can deal with them. You understand? So back at the goal, we have a goalkeeper crisis yesterday. I know it starts to build confidence. Ramsdale is the guy. I don't know. That thing has shattered his confidence because typically
definitely.
Ramsdale, a player that make those kind of nasty mistake and.
No. He's one of the people that cost Arsenal the league last season.
I know.
Remember the game against Sunderland, against Southampton. Second or after 30 seconds.
I agree, but when you now look at it, when you now look at that yesterday's own. Oh boy!
Yesterday was.
We are looking at it because Arsenal won. That's why people do not. If they had scored with that goal, voila for no start, and we are going to refer to it at the end of the season, regardless of where Arsenal ends. You understand? 100%. So now, 100%. Declan Rice is like we scam West Ham. Somebody said we should return him back and go and buy him for 300 million. That is worth it. That boy was the machine. You see how I shouted here, like and the guy was able to, clear the ball. So, still, Arsenal this season, the elephant might be back. Well, this elephant is not. It's not elephanting.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. And just to chip in one more thing, I think there's no Arsenal without Thomas Partey. That's just the truth. Take it or leave it. Without Partey, there's no Arsenal. If Partey is in that team, if Partey is in that team, you see a little bit of difference. Kachi, you want to chip in something to that before we move on to the next thing?
I thought the hallmark of a potential championship winning side has to be the ability to win different types of games, in different types of ways. Some games you win by being totally dominant. Other games you have to scrape through and get your result. Yesterday was one of those games where Arsenal had to scrape through to get a not so convincing result, but the result nonetheless. At the end of the day, what counts ultimately is that you have a win and 3 points, which right now has pushed you guys to your team to the top of the table. You might call it an elephant, but it looks like this elephant has gone on a keto diet and it's not carrying as much weight and can probably stand on the tree more. But it's commendable. Like I said, that first of all, let's not also forget that the result or the goal came from an unlikely source, someone who very much aligned.
That's true.
Kai Havertz. While all praises are going to Declan and Thomas Partey, I think it would do well for Kai and his confidence, because he's now replicating the Fernando Torres era, right now, and the old debacle Torres faced and crisis of confidence when he moved from Liverpool to Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's happening to him right now. I'm not saying he's now going to be in among the goals, which he needs to. Someone like Kai has to be getting at least 10 goals in all competition for him to be a successful player. But credit to Arsenal for grinding out a win. Let's not forget that these are the kind of games Arsenal used to lose 2 seasons, 3 seasons ago.
We're not used to it again now.
So it's a testament. It's a testament to what Arteta is doing.
Of course.
When they can find ways to win games that potentially seem to be banana skin for them. So big kudos. What this would mean at the end of it all, because they are the only team out of the top 4 that got maximum points this weekend. How ultimately it will matter, we don't yet know. But the team in front of you does that.
All right. Perfect. Thank you very much for that.
And before we need to talk about there was something we wanted to talk about in that match again.
The offside. The
offside. Please, Kachi, you have been speaking all those vocabulary, breaking my heart, I'm just trying to see if I can forgive you. So this is your chance.
No.
Let me make me understand, what do you I don't know. I'm sitting on the fence on that issue, but what do you think about the outside?
I think I lost Neo there, but Neo, you're backing at the wrong tree. I'm usually not the one. I've said it countless times on this show that the single biggest favor we can do to make football good again is to ship every single Premier League referee to Germany for them to go and ref in Germany. I've said that again. It is destroying the product, the Premier League product. What officiating? There's anything consistent referees right now. It's inconsistent. I'm waiting for me to. It's too.
Kachi, you're sounding static right now. I can't hear you very well.
Kachi, we can't hear you.
You're muted, Kachi.
Okay. However, we have seen several times. It has happened so much that it's almost like beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
I've said it. It has to be like the World Cup. Don't let people who are from that country ref. That's probably the next
level change
word that need to be introduced. But yes, inconsistency has been the hallmark.
Oh boy,
it might have hurt you this time around. Although Arsenal has a claim to probably say the last 3 50-50 decisions have gone.
Kachi. And before we move to the next thing, I just want to ask you something. Because Arteta came out to lambast the FA, call the officiating in the country a disgrace. Maybe not. That wasn't the word he used, but he said he's ashamed to be associated with the FA. Does that potentially put a target on the back of Arsenal? And don't forget that he has been charged.
Absolutely.
For that
Absolutely. It's almost the case of I can't remember his name now. This referee and Chris Paul in the NBA, where this guy has refed 20 games that Chris Paul has participated in, and Chris has lost 17 out of those 20. And in those 17 losses, he's always gotten a technical foul. So this puts a target on Arsenal's back, especially because Arsenal as a club also came out to
support,
to support Mikel Arteta. Without a doubt, it will play at the back of their mind that this is it. So what it basically means is it has to be clear, it has to be unequivocal, it has to be blatant before Arsenal will get the result. If it is contested, if it is 50-50, I'm sorry, maybe you wait until next year. But those 50-50 results, I don't think it will be enough anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ramsey has been linked to Wolverhampton, especially if Sa moves away from Wolves on loan. Manchester United kept a 500 clean sheets record breaking for the record for EPL in the history of the EPL. No side have ever gone 500 games with a clean sheet before. Um, Everton were defeated 3-0. Ganacho
Ooh,
reenacted
ooh, we're ruining.
it will really go, and a Cristiano Ronaldo celebration, best of both worlds, if you ask me. Making a name for himself in our Premier League as well. And this boy is a Ronaldo fan, true and true. We all know that. Everton are ridiculous as usual, but of course, I think the aura in the club right now would be terrible coming from that -10 points, and they could potentially have an extra -9 again, which will put them in a deficit if they are convicted of the next. Sorry, they are not convicted. They are found guilty of the new charges by by Leeds United and the rest of it. Overall, then you asked the question. I'm going to put the question back to you. Do you think Everton will survive the season, given Burnley will keep playing that silly brand of football that company wants to play in the Premier League? I don't understand who is his advisor. Bournemouth, Sheffield, and Luton City. Those four teams, coupled with Everton, looks prime. Those are the early pace setters for the job. But do you think Everton will be able to get through with the -10, even
So
without the -9?
so
Let's
I,
just say
I,
the -10.
ideally, analyzing this kind of situation, you want to
Yeah,
consider those their neighbors.
yeah, yeah.
The people that you are collaborating with at the bottom of the table. Well, I must tell you that in this kind of case, leave the neighbors first. Let's focus on Everton itself. They cannot do. You see, Sean Dyke, I've told you, he came with this some initial gra. Now they don't catch up. You understand? Their name should have changed for Everton to almost every season, almost 10 point or no 10 point deduction. They are almost. I think this is the season that they go down. They will discover oil this season. Because how do you explain you that okay, they give you 10 point deduction? Who is supposed to be more ginger to go say, okay, if this chicken pour my charm away, I'll break his egg.
Yeah,
Like pack the don't make it easy. Ganacho, yes, Ganacho has been a fantastic player. Whenever they
yeah.
bring him up
100%.
and we are playing man, you always pray, God, let this boy have injury, let this boy have injury. Whenever they bring him, he will start stress. Look at that go.
Yeah, that was
Television
a wonderful goal.
and I
Yeah,
hate it
that's
that it was called by a Man United player. If it was Arsenal now, because now when you start watching football TV in the next 10 years, now they'll start showing fantastic Premier League goal, and I'll be seeing that it's scored by Man U. But again, I do not know if they're getting paid in that team, but there's no, I can't explain it. I don't see that passion. I don't see that, they are my everything now. They will now see Arsenal now. They'll start playing like Real Madrid, but they just made it easy for them. I would have thought they would be more aggressive the way they approach the game and looking at what is at stake, where they might find themselves at the end of this season. But again, I don't know. To be honest, I don't see them, I don't see
this is
them.
a drop this
No.
season.
This is when
Okay,
they
that's
discover or
come on. Actually, do you agree with Leo on this one that they will probably discover how and go back?
You guys might be surprised with the direction I want to take, but I think
Yeah.
their experience of having navigated 2 back-to-back seasons of
Relegation
almost
battle.
getting the drop and surviving
Yeah.
it might come to play here, because players would know how to keep their calm rather, and just focus on what they can control. For me, saying he's surprised that Sean Dyke is not much more adventurous. A leopard can't change his skin. It's like you try to get a Sam Allardyce and telling him he should go and give you a team that plays tiki-taka football. You have to play to your strength. Sean Dyke's strength right now is to lull you to sleep with a boring type of football and hope that there's one Ogiri Bamila Apologies to our
non-Yoruba speaking
listeners. But to get one of those against the run of play type of goals and then lock up shop. That being said, what I believe would help Everton this year is the fact that the teams directly below them are also not pulling their weight, and they will cancel each other out much more than Everton will drop points. Let's not forget Everton was 14th place before that. Were they they were 14th place.
Yeah, they were 14th place.
So they've shown that they can navigate and win some games. And
the league is still young.
They are doing that at a better rate than the 3 teams who just came up from the championship. And I think that experience keeps them
Actually, this is crazy. Sheffield United they've conceded a whooping 34 goals.
Right. And it's not yet halfway.
Burnley have conceded 32 goals.
Only.
And both of them have scored 11 and 10 goals respectively.
Yeah. So
minus 33, minus 22.
Everton is just more experience. They are better placed. There's something you can't kick a man who is down already. And the way I say it, and I'm not saying that in the case of Everton, I'm saying that in the case of the 3 teams that are up. Right now, the fact that just to be in the Premier League this season guarantees each of those 3 clubs, based, I think, close to 100 million pounds or so.
Yeah.
Some of those owners will take that money right now and go back and see if they can come back up again. I expected way more. Let me put it this way: I expected way more from Burnley than I'm seeing right now. Luton, the owner of Luton would definitely want to take the 100 million pounds. Even if I'm the owner of Luton, I'll just say them, see, young men, just make sure you people don't get injured. Just play these 38 games and let us count our money and everybody collects their Christmas bonus and we go forward. But
I'll move away from there.
Everton has shown that they can navigate the Premier League better than these 3 clubs, and that will help them.
But you catch. Wait. Before we go on this one, Catchy, I agree with you. You understand they can navigate. My problem is the last few seasons that Everton have found themselves at the bottom of the table. Most of their matches they lost. At the second half of the season is when that they keep back to back losing. They do a little bit. So the reason why I'm saying that they might discover oil this year is because the time of the season that they always amass those their strongest points. Now they have 10 points taken away from them.
Points.
Now you're not going to the second half of the season when typically they start dropping more points. Everybody is now smoking weed. They want to beat everybody. Let's go to Everton. They are doing promo. That is my own.
Yeah, but in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. That's really the point. The other guys, as bad as Everton is, those other teams are worse. Let's put it this way. It probably will be a straight battle between them and Burnley, who are probably playing the best football out of the 3 teams that came up. So Luton and Sheffield, we can count those ones as Sokpotilo. Let's put it that way.
We don't go.
And so between Burnley and Everton, who would you fancy?
Kachi, Burnley is going definitely. Burnley is going.
So that's why. So as bad as Everton is, those other 3 teams are worse off. That's really why. Not because Everton has. I look at the fixture and I see Everton versus whoever it is, and I just go, if it was in Nigeria, that is the time you go and fetch water from the well for your parents, So that's the kind of performances I've seen from Everton. I don't think I've seen any of their games this year. That's how bad they are.
All right, perfect. And of course, in another one was the game between Chelsea and Newcastle. The game, an interesting game, as a matter of fact. Chelsea played very well. First half, 2 goals, one from Bradley Sterling, another one from Isiak. And second half came, and it was a snatch and grab. First was the Jamal, like I said, goal, header, typical goal, Portugal goal for a defender. And the second one was that terrible mistake by Thiago Silva. Whatever he was thinking, I think he just thought for 1 split second. What should I do? Should I pass or should I Or should I?
I thought he wanted to pass, and his peripheral vision saw that there was a Newcastle player bearing down on
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, okay, what should I do? So it was a split second of madness, and after that, Bruce James did not make it easier for Chelsea with that red card. And it could have gone worse for Chelsea. But on the day, then they fought one against Chelsea. A poor result for them. They are back to where they used to be right now. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're on 10th position right now, hovering around that side. I remember at the start of the season, one of the articles on Nielsen Stanton Sports, for anybody that likes to read, there was an article written by a particular Femi Chokotola that said Chelsea will end up on the 9th position in the league. Looks like they are primed for that. But it's still young. This is just November. Things could still happen for them. Neyo, I want to start with you on this one. Should Chelsea feel hard done by, especially say if Thiago Silva did not make that mistake or Rhys James did not get that red card, could have come back one way or the other in that game?
A Muslim will say inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. You understand? Immediately that mispass, I been miskick, I been mistouch happened by Thiago Silva. Leopard, like Tachi said, Leopard does not change his skill. After all the money that they spent, and after all those, you know how bad it is for Chelsea now. You understand? I'm on different groups, and you will see that even if Arsenal is playing rubbish, they will talk about Arsenal. Chelsea player just does not play. I think people have like zero their mind that, hey, what are you doing? They will break your heart. You understand? So now my own is that if it was Arsenal that spent those kind of money that Chelsea has spent, that they are buying all those child abuse, buy one get three free, those guys are just using Chelsea money to do here. I do not understand how you are going to place like Newcastle, seeing what they did to Arsenal. You're not going to play. What were you thinking they are going to do? Let us start as I think for the record, maybe they are using this player they are buying Chelsea to do money laundering, because it is not just they don't justify what is happening. You understand? Mistakes happen. But
they play 4-4 against almighty Manchester City.
4-4. You need to. How can you concede 4? You understand? We are saying, you don't understand what you are just laughing. It's not a laughing matter. You should pity them. Help the fan. People that are supporting them, I don't know how they are able to sleep and wake up. I don't think they look forward to watch their game anymore. Yeah, it is true, because you don't even know what's going to happen. There are games as an Arsenal player, you go that this one they will beat us. So this one we know. You understand? Even when Arsenal was by, we are going to Man U. God help us. But Chelsea can go to Man City today and score 5-0, and Burnley will come to their stadium and give them 4-0 again. You understand? So immediately they started that match, I saw that bam, 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 and then by the time when you watch Newcastle, watch them if you know Newcastle want to spoil your life, watch them for the first 10 minutes of the game. Amiron, Isaac, I was like, Chelsea, that's get on lane. So forget red card, blue card, green card,
it would have mattered.
They would have killed them more, because I saw it coming. You understand? That's what it was going to come. They were just bombarding. Chelsea could not string 10, 12 passes at once within their midfield. What are you doing? So I don't know. My hand to solve their matter. I beg. As a North Londoner, as a rival, you think, okay, I let my rival even show up so that at least we can, But now,
if one disaster to another.
Yeah, it's just back-to-back nonsense they are doing.
Yeah, Kachi, I want to come to you on this one. It's always like this sometimes after the international break, where people are just getting back into the rhythm and the groove of the Premier League. A lot of teams will struggle and whatnot. But any respite for Chelsea, considering what they did against City, are we supposed to see? Because something I've noticed about Chelsea so far this season is against the big teams, they have a game plan. Against the small teams, that plan never works. They have a plan, but it never works against the small teams.
Yeah, does it remind you of a certain national teams playing in Sub-Sahara West Africa?
Oh, come on, man.
Probably
Why do you have to
reminds
do
of
that?
Nigeria. It probably
Why do you have,
reminds of
why do
Super
you,
Eagles.
why do you have to do that to me?
When they play teams that would open up, that would space it, everybody knows their position on the pitch. Nobody's playing 11 players behind the ball. Everybody maintains their position. It looks like there's space to be more expressive. The ball is flowing. Like what Newcastle did to them yesterday. And I think Niyi hit the nail on the head. The first 10 minutes encapsulated the entire game. Newcastle had 3 chances in the first 10 minutes. Let's not forget that Joel Linton had a free header that he should have scored. Even in spite of the world class, and I didn't even know Sterling could bend the ball like that. An amazing free kick from Sterling. But it says a lot when your first team centre-back pairing is someone who has been deemed too old to play for their national team, in 39-year-old Thiago Silva. You might call him fine wine, but the reason why they are called fine wine as they get older is because they are so rare that they can't give you consistent performances. A Thiago that was 23, 25, at least at his peak with Milan, with that, he saw it. It was so clear that what made him hesitate was because as he was about to make the pass, he saw the black and white of a Newcastle player. A younger Thiago can still turn with that ball because the ball hadn't left his leg. He can still turn and find a way to kick that ball to safety. So it says a lot when your back four is made up of an injury-prone, albeit captain of the side, who Gareth Southgate looked at and said, I don't think you are ready to come back to the national team. A 39-year-old man who should be playing cup games for you as against starting a fast-paced, if you are playing against a team that would put 11 players behind the ball and defend, then you can play Thiago Silva because you know you won't get as many attacking forays from the opposing team. But you don't play against a front three of I don't think Callum Wilson played yesterday.
No, it was Gordon,
Almiron, and was coming back. So they were set up to fail. They tell me now that they can't win in various ways. Every condition must be perfect for Chelsea to grind out a win. And that is not how life is. So they remind me of the Nigerian Super Eagles, who cannot beat 153 ranks Lesotho. But when it comes to Morocco, Egypt, that players will play. You'll be like, we have good midfield though. We just don't have good finishers. And that is the case of Chelsea right now.
All right, perfect. A rundown of other games in the league because we run out of time already. Bournemouth defeated Sheffield United 3-1 away from home. Brighton and Hove defeated Nottingham Forest 3-2 as well. Ferguson getting on the scorer sheet as well. West Ham without Gerard Bowen defeated Burnley away from home 2-1. Luton City surprisingly defeated Crystal Palace 2-1. And of course, on Sunday, Aston Villa defeated Tottenham Hotspur 2-1. And on Monday, we'll be having a 4-1 between Fulham and Wolverhampton Wanderers. And so a sad one, Terry Venables, the legend of Chelsea and Spurs, died at the ripe age of 80 years old. He used to coach in La Liga, giving them their first La Liga title since Johan Cruyff after 11 years. And he also played for Crystal Palace, Leeds United, Chelsea, like I said before, and of course, Spurs. He won the League Cup with Chelsea and won the FA Cup with Tottenham Hotspur. And of course, Lyon continued their woeful version in the French league. They are still bottom of the league right now. I don't know what's happening there. Real Madrid, I would have loved to talk about Real Madrid for a little bit before we go on the show. This injury crisis is crazy for them. Tchouaméni out, Camavinga out, Militao is out. Kepa is out. Courtois is out. A whole lot of their team is out right now. but they managed to defeat Cadiz, and Vinicius Junior too is out, and they managed to defeat Cadiz away from home 3-0. Jude Bellingham is back on the scorer sheet, and of course, Rodrigo got 2 goals as well. And a quick one, Benavides defeated Dimitrios Andrade in boxing, which is a good one. LeBron went back to the Clevelands last night, down 22 points, which is good. And to make sense of it, Kachi, just before we go on the show, it's crazy because right now the MVP ranking, LeBron James is number 3.
Yeah.
So sometimes maybe, just maybe, we should not blame Antonio Davis so much. If in the entire of the NBA, LeBron, that should not be in the top 20, is number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I know the NBA just started, but LeBron should not be number 3. He should not be in top 10.
He's playing like he's still the best player in the planet.
Kachi, this is LeBron's best scoring self since he got to the NBA.
What else do you want me to say about a LeBron James that is still doing this in year 21? It's a double-edged sword. I don't know if I should praise LeBron or deride the rest of the LA Lakers team, because we've said this countless times. In year 21, he should not be the best player in your team, not to talk of still being in the MVP conversation. Kobe in year 21 was shooting 23-24% field goal percentage. Year 21. MJ did not even get to year 21. Tim Duncan did not get to year 21. I'm not even saying they are giving you this kind of performance. They did not play up to 21 years in the league. So I really don't know if I should come out to praise LeBron or to just sit down and look at all the Lakers fans like this. That see, how would they say it in Yoruba? And please pardon me, my non-Yoruba speaking and watching fans. How would they say? Because it is a testament to how the game has loved him, and let's be honest, LeBron has loved the game back. He has dedicated. This is someone who spends close to $2 million just for physical body recovery every year. I'm not saying to buy boots or no, just to put himself in a position to do this. So it's a testament to how resilient he is. I watched Stephen A say if LeBron's career had started from 2012 till now, he would happily call him the GOAT. But because he had those first 7 years or 8 years, especially the meltdown in 2011 against the Dallas Mavericks, he's not going to give him the GOAT. But I always tell people, everybody knows I think MJ is the GOAT. But you can't use that argument because MJ's first 7 years, he did not even get to the second round of the playoff. Not to talk of the conference final or the NBA final. LeBron took a team of mechanic, panel beaters, and carpenters in 2008 and took them to the NBA finals. Yes, they were swept, but he made it as a 23-year-old man. And right now, his average points per game is only 1 point lower than when he was in his prime with the Miami Heat in year 21. This
is crazy.
I don't know what else you want me to say.
I don't like to dabble into the GOAT topic, but let me put it out to you guys, for anybody that's watching and listening. Don't come around and make us feel like MJ played for just 6 years.
Exactly.
MJ did not play basketball for just 6 years.
Exactly. I mean, this LeBron. Let's put it this way: LeBron was in the East, and nobody wanted to come to the East. LeBron went to the West, won a West, and everybody is running back to the East. So I don't know, and this is year 21. There's no other testament to his greatness than that.
I've never seen anything like this, and just to put it out there, Kevin Garnett on his podcast said LeBron, if it's all about the statistics, it will have been the highest scorer, highest assister, highest rebounder in the history of the NBA.
He's
If
a
he
pass
wanted to
first.
be,
He's a pass first player. He's a pass first player, and he's just hit over 39,000 career points.
yeah,
He's a
which
pass
is which
first player.
that's crazy.
I
That's
know
crazy.
MJ is my own go-to. Yes, but
MJ will never
I
be my
don't shout
MJ will never
at
be
the
my
top
goat
of the roof
anyways.
anymore. If you come as a LeBron fan, I would have that conversation with you because I mean it's too good, too great to just to hold 2011 against him. He's too good.
Yeah, 100%. Anyways, thank you very much, Bash, and of course, Luka Doncic is having an X-ray on his hand. He had a fall in the last game, and of course, Kawhi was booed at San Antonio Spurs, and Popovich came out to say, "We are not this kind of people, and this is what is wrong with the sport because our people are embedded with evil in their heart." You know, Popovich is the kind of coach that would say it the way it is.
Mhm.
He's not going to mess word with you and try to make you feel better. Anyways, that's a wrap of the show. Thank you guys for staying tuned with us, for everybody that joined, for everybody that watched. And don't forget that if you want to help us, you can give us stars on our show as well. Make us make a little bit of money. And for that, and watch us on YouTube or wherever it is that you can watch us, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, follow us, like us. We thank you very much for everything that you've done for us, guys. Till we see you again next week. My name is Elijah Adeboale, and it's still the best sporting show in the whole of the universe. It's still this is sport. Have a wonderful sporting week. Bye, guys.